Good evening, or day, or morning, 6th grade, whichever time you decide to view this video. It is April 2nd, Thursday. We're almost nearing the end of this first week using the video and paper packet format. I hope you're keeping up with your work. I know it's a lot to do, a lot of having to keep yourself motivated. I get it, I really do, but hey, we're almost done with this week. Keep it up. Before we begin today's lesson, though, I'd like to remind you, within your packet, there is a quiz 14. Yes, you can use your previous notes if you'd like to go over this quiz. The first two questions should be marked out already. They would have had you measuring angles or things that you would have had to have required to use a protractor. But we're not going to do that. But the other part about angles is asking you what kind of an angle this is. Remember, if it's less than 90, it's acute. If it's over 90, it's obtuse. If it's 180, it's a straight line or a straight angle. And if it's exactly 90, of course, it is a right angle. The rest of that is stuff we've already learned about in the past. Don't stress yourself out over about these quizzes. These quizzes are part of the packet as far as completion. Just take your time with it. If you're stuck, review back on some of the previous lessons. If you need help, please, just send a quick question on, hey, can you give me a reminder on how to do these kinds of problems? And we'll do good. But after you're done with your quiz, come back to this lesson and we'll be really just a short lesson today, not too much. All right, hopefully you have finished that quiz. We're going to talk about algebraic multiplication today. It's very much something you've seen before, but you just didn't know what it was called. So normally in algebra, you might have something like 3x. And what that really means is 3 times x. But why wouldn't we use the multiplication symbol? Well, 1, it's easier to do it this way. It saves space. And 2, there's your variable, but there's your multiplication symbol. What's wrong with this? They look very, very similar. So if you have to use a symbol, we use in math, we use what's called the multiplication dot. And it looks kind of like that. That little dot means the same thing as multiplication. That and that mean the same thing. 3x means 3 times x, whatever x is. 3 dot x, same thing, 3 times x. So let's look at our examples in class practice. So circumference equals pi times diameter. So how would I write that as an algebraic formula? Any guesses? That's right. You smush them together. Circumference equals pi diameter. That means the same thing as that. It saves space. Alright, I'm going to do C. So we've got 2 times length plus 2 times width. Now, you don't want to make that addition sign disappear. So we're going to smash the 2 in the L and the 2 in the W. So we have 2 length plus 2 width, which we know that means the same thing as 2 times length and 2 times width. And then, of course, area of a triangle, area equals, this is the one that you guys have seen me space out because I want to make sure you understand it, base times height. But really, you can write it like this, 1/2 base times height. And look how much room you save. It means the same thing. And you know what it means. So, how about B? Area equals base times height. How would you write that one? Pause, put your answer down, and come back in just a second. Alright, so area equals base times height. Pretty straightforward. You just go area equals base height. A little bit of room in between, so you're not smushing the 2 letters together, but that means the same thing. Alrighty, let's see if you can do. Oh, I already did the other 3. Never mind. Okay, so let's look at 2. Alright, so let's simplify. Remember, the fraction bar indicates division, and they're using that little multiplication dot. So that dot, remember, means multiplication. So we got 2 plus 2 times 3. 2 plus 2 times 3. What do we do first? Remember PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents. Multiplication, multiplication. So 2 plus 2 times 3, that's right, 6. So 2 plus 6, simplify down to 8. That's right. Alrighty, let's see, 15 over 3 times 6. 15 over 3 times 6. Guys, remember this bar there means division. If you can divide here, do it. Can 15 be divided by 3? Absolutely. 15 divided by 3 is, of course, 5. So this becomes 5 times 6, which is, of course, 30. That's right. Alright. Alright, let's do C. 7 times 2 squared. Alright. Parentheses, oh, we got exponents. 2 times 2 squared is the same as 2 times 2, which is 4. So this becomes 7 times 4, which of course is 28. That's right, y'all. Alright. Ooh. Let's do E together. I like E. E is one of those that I want you to, okay. We need to do E because this one's not really, we did one of these, but plus 3/16, okay. So, anytime you see a fraction with that exponent beside it like that, if it's in a parentheses like that, that means 3/4 times 3/4. So of course, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, so this becomes 9/16 plus 3/16, which equals 12/16, which if you want to reduce, you can. I won't count it against you if you don't. Of course, what is 12/16 reduced? That's right, 3/4. I'd take either answer on that one. Always want to try to simplify if you can, but if you forget with these, no biggie. And try D on your own. Pause real quick, do D. Alright, so you would have, of course, done the parentheses first. You would have gone 6 plus 3 is 9. And 5 times 9 is 45. That's right. Alright, now 3, I want you to do A, C, E. Try to write the formulas without using the multiplication symbol like we practiced up here. If you don't, that's fine. I still want you to solve the areas on those. And just make sure you do your work every other. So A, C, E for number 3. Let's see, did I have you do anything on the back? For 4. And of course, if you didn't do the quiz first, the review on number 4 could really help you out with that. That's some more practice with the types of angles, with the degree measurements. If you want to do 4, you can. It's not required. I already told you what was required. Really, I want you to do 3 A, C, E. But if you want to do 4 for practice, you can. All right. Well, that wraps up Thursday. Once again, if you have any questions, please get with me on the Remind app during school hours, which will get to you throughout the week. But I hope all of this will be wrapped up by April 15th. Everything will return to normal, but if not, this is how we're going to do things, and I'm hoping you guys are staying safe. Have a happy Thursday.